Every once in a while, a voice comes along that makes you wonder, I know this sound, and where has it been hiding? Brigitte Calls Me Baby makes you think just that. The song, I Can Take the Sun Out of the Sky. Let's go. That's some good energy. I like the beat already.
Soft voice that she gave to me, the one thing gave personality. Say what you want from me. I'm hoping that you don't feel empathy. I don't wanna say you do. Tell me if you think it's over. I can never live like you.
Cool.
Now I'm begging to do what you want me to do. I can take the sun right out of the sky on an average
Nice.
Saturday. Two can become one for the rest of their lives. There is nothing you can do or say.
Cool. All right, guys, let's take our first stop. First things first. Before we even get into any of the music or the vocals, we need to appreciate the production of this video. This looks like it was filmed very meticulously. First of all, we have a really simple one type of background, which is not part of the meticulous nature of this. What is very unique, though, and I think very focus driven, is the camera. It looks to me like this is going to be like a one single continuous shot video. I could be wrong, but that's the vibes that I'm getting, and it's reminiscent to me of the movie 1917, that World War I movie that was, I think, nominated for like countless Oscars a few years back, maybe more than just a few years back. It was a masterpiece, by the way. If you like movies, I highly recommend you watch this. What made that movie so unique and impressive was that it was filmed on one single continuous shot. And I think it's close to like 3 hours, where like a single camera just follows the main protagonist, the actors, and there's no cuts, there's no disruptions. That's pretty much the same kind of vibe I'm getting from this. It almost seems like I don't know, it's just like one cameraman on some kind of device, it's gonna be probably shifting around the singer and around the band members. But anyways, that's my impression. I think it's a really super unique idea, and I'm already attracted to it. Forget about the sound for now. I'm just talking about the production effort that has been put into this. So let's get back just a few seconds back, and let's jump over to the sound.
Say what you want from me. I'm hoping that you don't feel empathy.
What a voice.
I don't wanna say you do. Tell me if you think it's over. I can never live like you. Now I'm begging to do what you want me to do. I can take the sun right out of the sky on an average Saturday. Two can become one for the rest of their lives. There is nothing you can do or say. When it's you at the bottom, baby, you're in season. I deserve it all for so many reasons. I don't wanna try for the rest of my life, so I'm ending it all tonight. Cause tonight.
Nice. Next break. So I think I'm right about the whole continuous shot. It almost looks like it's a drone that is just kind of flying around, or who knows, maybe it's AI. I don't care what it is, but it looks super cool. And I love the colors. I think it's just really like a dark tone, yellowish. I like it. Let's get over to the sound and to the performance. So I think the first thing that caught my attention is that this is a guitar-driven song. I noticed that there's at least two guitarists and then a bass player as well. And that's probably the reason that this is a guitar-driven song. There's a lot going on with the two guitars. And I thought even from the very beginning, it almost sounds like the guitars are pretending to be the vocals of the song. And if I heard correctly, when the lead singer, Wes is his name, when he basically starts approaching the chorus, I think the guitars are playing the exact same notes that he is actually singing. So it almost seems like I don't want to call it a struggle, almost like a battle between the vocals and the guitar. And I have the impression of this loudness already from the very beginning because that's already an anticipation to this. Yeah, let's call it a struggle. But that struggle, it just sounds phenomenal. Let's get to his voice, to Wes's voice. I've been told that this voice has elements of Elvis, Morrissey, and full disclosure, I have another reaction that I did to one of their songs where I actually mentioned a comparison to the Smiths. But with that set aside, this singer has been basically compared to, I think, the Cure, to having like an 80s vibe while also sounding a little bit like Elvis and I think Roy Orbison. I detect some of those sounds. I think there's a accuracy to those statements. But I think there's an authenticity to this singer. I mean, for example, if you look at him, while he's performing this high energy, highly passionate song, he's just very fixed. And I think that basically just covers his whole persona. Like, I don't see like a lot of facial gestures, a lot of movement. I think he carries a type of presence that speaks for itself. And what I think is happening, we're witnessing the authenticity of his voice. Yes, there's elements, I think, that are kind of like reminiscent of some of those performers that I mentioned from days gone by, but I don't feel that it's just like a duplicate of them. The fact that we're mentioning different performers, just taking bits and pieces from them and sort of relating them to Brigitte Calls Me Baby, says that it's not just like they're just grabbing something that already existed. In fact, to me, it sounds like, yeah, it reminds you of some other sounds that you've heard, but it's not the same. This is basically a voice that has gone through an evolution of previous sounds. I mean, for all we know, that's just this guy's natural voice, but I'm just trying to force the comparison that everybody's talking about into the final product that is Brigitte Calls Me Baby. Yeah, again, I'll summarize it in this one last time. Some elements, some comparisons, but it's not the same. It's almost like this sound, this vocal that he basically brings to this performance has been dormant for decades, and he just basically revived it with his own style, with his own flavor, and I think with a contrast. We'll get into this in a few seconds, but you can detect the contrast and in not just energy level, but his phrasing. And I think he has this really cool way of switching from, what is it called? The chest voice to like the head voice, which to me basically means going from like your deeper tone to like the higher register. And I think he does that with ease. So enough of that. Let's continue enjoying this piece. Yeah, he's up in the higher register right now. Look at that, very limited movement. One of the guitars. Yeah, I like this whole drone perspective. Yeah, there's a Roy Orbison sound. This is his voice. It's his own voice. And there he goes up. Nice. Nice. Oh, this is a cool song. So I gotta add something, guys, just real quickly as a final note. This is basically related to the lyrics. I read the lyrics before starting the reaction because I was trying to understand what the song is about. And I got to tell you, when I started reading, it kind of didn't make sense to me. I wasn't too sure what I was reading, if this was going to be a love song or just like I'm having a good time kind of song. But I get the vibes, especially after hearing and seeing the performance, that this is more like, I guess you could call it a breakup song or maybe a song about an imminent breakup because there's certain elements. I mean, just the very chorus, I can take the sun out of the sky is almost like a metaphor to having a person represent so much in your life, meaning like the sun from which you basically subsist, from which you exist, that gives you the energy, the drive to pretty much have your everydays. When somebody means that much to you, you basically guard it. You hold it in high esteem. This being a person, of course. But in this song, he's saying, the narrator, that if need be, he can just yank that sun right straight out of the sky. Like he still possesses that willpower, that I guess liberty to do it if needed. And when you really consider the rest of the lyrics, it sounds like a relationship that's in despair, not necessarily at the point of breakup, but I think the narrator is indicating that if it does get to that, as much as that person means to him, he'll be okay. He's got no problem just taking the sun out of the sky and then just moving on. It almost sounds like a very cynical in a way, which makes you question, is this guy even in love to begin with? But I think the energy of the song, the music, the guitars, the bass, which by the way sounds awesome, and the shifting in basically the tempo of the drums, I think just corresponds perfectly to this type of song. You don't get like the vibes of sadness or despair or I don't know, a somber mood. It's quite the opposite. If you really didn't consider the lyrics, you think this is just like a feel good kind of song. And I think it has to do with just the message of the song. Yeah, it's probably going to be a breakup, but he's going to be okay. I like it. And he's got like a poker face. That's probably why the glasses are on him as well. Shades. Cool. Shifting in those registers. Yeah, he's singing in Elvis territory right now. But it's not Elvis. That bass is blasting. Oh. It's got an awesome vibrato too. Here, last stop, guys. It's hard to detect, but I noticed that when he finishes, he extends the vowels in certain words. He elongates them, and he has that vibrato, that let's call it a vibration at the end of a sound. It is almost similar, I think, to like a Fleetwood Mac, where she would actually just do it in an exaggerated fashion. I think I picked that up in his voice. Let's see if we can capture that. Maybe a little bit. Oh, nice. So how is it that a song we've heard before exists in 2026 now? Well, we haven't heard it before. We can say that Wes from Bridget Calls Me Baby, he probably lives in the neighborhood of Elvis and Roy Orbison, maybe Morrissey, but he just lives there and lives in his own house. Very different from the rest. I like what he has done with his voice. I think the guy is very authentic, very unique, and he carries that presence that just reminds you how unique he really is. Tell me what you think. Drop me a line or two below. As always, I thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.